On today's episode of Kung Fu Hot Dog!
Up your squadron before each mission.
Be my wingman anytime!
You are still dangerous.
Meet Tasha Seversky, a Yucatabian aerobat, an aviator of the UC's Navy. I think I got that right, but of course Ace Combat Wings of Thief is coming out in October. And speaking of coming out, folks, maybe I should do that right now. No, I can't actually. I'm still as straight as an arrow. You'll be pleased to know. What about you, Miss Seversky? Do you want to say anything to me? Nope, she's absolutely in a trance, as she should be, because she finds me devastatingly attractive. And who am I to disagree with that, folks? But we're going to get into an IGN preview, because you cannot spell ignorant without saying IGN, of a 10-minute video regarding this particular IGN journalist's thoughts and impressions on this new Ace Combat game. I actually got Ace Combat 7 last week, both on Steam and as a physical hard copy for my Xbox Series S. So without further ado, folks, let's get into the groove today like Madonna from 1985, and I'll give you my thoughts and feelings, as I normally tend to do.
Isn't Kung Fu Hot Dog a dreamboat?
Her voice may be almost as important to gamers as Lara's double pistols, curves, and skimpy shorts.
Kung Fu Hot Dog
is a Kung Fu renegade cop. Now he must defeat the most evil Kung Fu master in the world.
For a modern gaming audience.
Get ready for a new world of unspeakable adventures.
I said, Mummy, I like the way the lady runs.
Get ready for a new world of unspeakable adventures, never before shown in a motion picture. Get ready for
Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Right?
Let's effing go, baby. Come on.
Fishing out of the water with another survivor. The year is 2029. The Federation of Central Asia
2029
has been shattered by the Republic of Sotoa. My savior is the Endurance, a relic of an aircraft carrier still fighting a good fight, even if victory
hang
no
on.
longer seems
Come on, sorry. I've got to go back. That look at that. Look at that. Holy shit, man. I tell you what, as a kid, I always loved aircraft, and just seeing this very Top Gun Maverick. I know Ace Combat 7 actually has a Maverick level in it, but that's incredible. This is in-game graphics, by the way, which is absolute madness in the best possible way. Look at that. That is such a beautiful shot. That really is. Oh my god. This is 1080p, by the way, and it looks this good. My god.
Even if victory no longer seems possible. After a perfunctory medical exam, I'm shoved back into a cockpit, but not as a pilot. Instead, as the navigator to Jan Rex Cope, the Wings of Thief, Yusha's legendary ace pilot. It's a lie. All of it. Cope has never shot anyone down. His kill count is entirely fabricated. Mostly when trouble comes, he and his squadron kick in their afterburners and run. His job is to stay alive, to make sure that the Wings of Thief lives to fight another day. Folks need heroes. Gives them hope.
And heroines.
And that's more important than whether...
So I'm getting the impression that this IGN journalist is reading from a prepared script from Bandai Namco, right? I think that's what he's doing, which is fine. It's actually quite an interesting way to present footage like this. But I've got to say, the diverse characters that we've seen so far aren't annoying. I actually talked about this in my previous reaction for Ace Combat, and that's refreshing actually. Just make a nice, it kind of is a bit of a cozy military game, which is cool. I don't mind that.
Not any single pilot is a legend. My mission with Cope goes well right up until it doesn't. When the actually legendary Shadow 22 shows up hunting for us, Cope decides to run. Cope's good despite his lack of kills.
Oh,
he's
I love that.
Very good, but he's not good enough. As our plane sinks into the sea, I grab his dog tags. Start swimming, soldier. He urges me from beyond the grave. Make it home alive.
Yikes,
so I do.
They passed
the
away?
Endurance needs a new Wings of Thief, and I may, complete with Cope's actual call sign, Rex. My goal isn't to shoot down enemy pilots or complete missions. Not really.
It's to be a Top Gun Shadows, hasn't it?
Which a propaganda machine might paint whatever story they like. It's to come back alive so that story
Lieutenant
can
Pete
continue.
Mitchell from Top Gun. That's what I'm thinking of.
Said Tennyson's Ulysses. Like him, I am an idea of a myth.
Sorry,
when
you know I have to go back to that bit. Oh, look at that. What a perfect freeze frame, folks. No edits. Look at that. She is magnificent. She really is. And she's bringing number 6. So this is obviously, she's going for her debriefing. And again, I mean, again, if there's any naval experts who might be watching this video, is this what a naval room looks like, actually, about this size? Because it looks pretty small and compact, which might make sense in the grand scheme of things. I would actually probably believe that.
Tennyson's Ulysses. Like him, I am an idea of a myth. But when legend becomes fact, print the legend. Or in this case, hope it goes viral on social media.
Oh, that's interesting. So it looks like their ship gets invaded.
To be clear, none of this is a spoiler. It all happens in Ace Combat 8's first mission. And if you've seen the reveal trailer, you've seen the core plot beats. But it makes for a fascinating setup for a story. Swap the aesthetics and scenarios and mechanics of war, while tying themselves into pretzels to avoid offending anyone, or making a connection to the real world, or saying anything of substance. War, even in fictional representations, is and always will be political. And as Kazutoki Kono, Ace Combat series brand director, told me, Ace Combat 8's story was very much inspired by what's happening in the real world. How would it feel to be...
Yeah, see, I actually like that. Inspired by what's happening in the real world. Not, oh, guess what? We're going to bring the real world into a video game, so you can't escape from the real world, which is a perfect approach. I love it. I love it.
Hero in this world. What if, like in our world, it was hard to tell if what you saw on social media was real? Who would that pilot actually be?
You'll be the greatest ace pilot this war will ever know.
So that'll be you
it's
as
something
Rex.
The story interrogates in the missions I play. When I take on the role of the Wings of Thief, I'm quickly forced into scenarios where I can't just... It's something that the story interrogates.
Oh, God, she... Oh. I've never wanted to be a pilot's helmet ever so much in my life.
It's in the missions I play. When I take on the role of the Wings of Thief, I'm quickly forced into scenarios where I can't just run. I have to take out enemy fighters. Tasha, a member of your squad and a former circus pilot who's so talented on the stick that she can outfly other pilots and act as a decoy without notching kills, notices the change almost immediately. Cope's style had its drawbacks, but it kept his squadron alive and they rarely had to shoot anyone down. Once I take over, though, things start to change, and the Wings of Thief quickly becomes less a legend and more a name that inspires hatred in the hearts of your foes because you killed their friends. You'll spend time with the other pilots on your squadron, called Joker Flight, during briefings and chat before missions or while you're walking to your planes.
Whatever you say, old man. How's the knee, by the way?
Oh, she's a bit of a cheeky minx, isn't she? Old man.
Tasha.
Yeah?
It's not my knee. It's my back.
I mean, whoa, bro, wait a second. A E. Baxter, a black dude who's not mad at a white chick because she called him an old man? Whoa, hooray. Can we have more writing like this, please? God, I love it. You're cool, bro, but I thought he was already cool anyway from the cutscenes I've been watching.
It's my back.
Something as simple as eating together matters, and Wings of Thieves takes the time to show you that.
That's a nice shot
Even
of the
the decision
food.
to have
I
Cope
like
stick
that.
around in your head is what Kono describes to me as the voice of God who narrates you through the story. Matters because it helps build a connection with my fellow pilots in the mission I played.
Sure. The new base system drummer bit to dust. And I felt their souls move on. Not like me. Lingering around day after day.
Joker 1.
It doesn't hurt that all of these sequences are utterly stunning.
Oh,
Ace
they look
Combat has always been
fantastic. Are you
something of a
kidding?
technical marvel, but I don't think it's a stretch to say that Ace Combat 8 is one of the best looking video games I've ever seen. Whether you're in the cockpit or have your boots planted on the
Which is going to look
deck.
even amazing on an AMD gaming PC. Ace is high!
I got to play several missions set across the early parts of Ace Combat's campaign, and if you've ever played an Ace Combat game before,
I haven't.
Especially Ace Combat 7, you should feel
I'm
right
gonna.
at home. One cool but subtle change in Ace Combat 8, however, is you can hit an enemy plane anywhere, as opposed to previous games where you had damage-defined containers that would mark where a plane could take damage and destroy them. Kono told me that he believes there are 3 pillars that define Ace Combat. The first is photorealistic renditions of the sky and that sense of freedom as you fly through it. The second is the satisfaction you get from dogfights with enemies and shooting them down. And the third is this hero experience that you get from becoming the ace pilot that the story requires. All of those are here in spades. Wings of Thieves is stunning, dogfights are incredibly satisfying. Do yourself a favor and switch to expert controls, even if, like me, you're a little rusty.
Oh, wow.
And by the end of my time with Ace Combat 8, I did feel a little like the Wings of Thieves, even though that clearly came at a cost to both myself and the other members of Joker Flight. What I admired most about what I saw, though, was the mission design. In one, Joker Flight was tasked with taking out aircraft and ships on an island chain. As the mission opens, you run into an enemy squadron. I'd blow past them quickly, taking out what I could along the way, trying to get to the ports and airfields as soon as I could. It would take a moment for our foes to scramble their fighters and get their ships underway, and if I could beat them to it, I could take them out without much resistance. It was a good idea, in theory, and if I was a better pilot, I might have managed it. But blowing past that first squadron meant they'd be hot on our heels as soon as they turned around, and that momentary advantage we enjoyed would only matter if we could do enough damage before the ships were out of port and their planes were in the air. What won it for me was a change in tactics. I took out the fighters in the air first, even if it took a little bit longer, but it meant an easier time later as long as I was smart. What makes Wings of Thieves levels great, though, is that there are plenty of ways to accomplish your mission. Yeah, my way worked, but I could also have taken a tricky shortcut through a tight tunnel, racking up points and kills along the way.
Shit!
How you approach a mission is up to you.
I thought they were trying to blow up a bridge there. Be my wingman
Part of that starts with the aircraft and weapons you select before each mission. A later mission tasked me with destroying a massive land battleship, which is exactly what it sounds like, armed with railguns, which is exactly as scary as it sounds.
Jackpot 4 is hit!
Okay, I thought, stupidly. I'll use the FA-18F, load that bad boy up with some air-to-surface missiles and take him out, and I'll take some anti-aircraft missiles as insurance. That was a really bad plan. After getting thoroughly worked because I couldn't do enough damage to the land battleship, I dropped the anti-aircraft missiles for guided penetration bombs. And that was still hard because I had to get close to the land battleship, but it worked. You can also set up your squadron before each mission too, if you like, or set them to auto if you're like me and just looking to get to the action. What's remarkable about that mission, though, is that despite the inherent silliness of a land battleship, it carries a lot of pathos. People are screaming and dying and terrified, and it feels like it's on you and your squadron to stop something that feels unbeatable.
Oh shit, we're done for. Pull back! All units, retreat!
It probably shouldn't work, but it does, and part of that is based on how much attention to detail Kono says goes into making sure that those lines on the radio land. Even making a line land a third of a second sooner or later can make a big difference when it comes to emotional impact. By far my favorite mission, though, was the final one of my demo. It brings everything that made my time with Wings of Thieves work together. Our mission was simple. Take out a group of massive transports carrying land battleship parts before they can get to a rocky island. The issue? We'd be jammed and flying through cloud cover. We'd have to keep an eye out for the contrails and spot them ourselves. Missions like this allow you to really appreciate the level of visual detail Ace Combat brings to the party, not just because it looks good, but because it tells you something. It was something I felt as I played that final mission. Following another plane through thick clouds wasn't just scary because I couldn't see, but because my plane would start icing up. But flying through a thinner cloud was beautiful because I could appreciate the water droplets that clung to my cockpit. When I chased down those transports because I recognized their contrails, followed them, and got close enough to line up my machine guns with their engine, that success was mine. I had a general idea of where they were, but I had to figure out their location and the altitude they were flying at. It was a designed success, of course, all games are, but I still felt like I'd pulled it off, which is the magic trick. When the 55th Shadow unit showed up, I got to experience the best of Ace Combat 8's dogfighting in one place. Hitting the perfect missile shot from a long-range lock because I had chosen weapons that worked well for what the mission was asking of me, pulling off a high G turn to evade a missile at the last second, and shooting down the transport flying highest so its debris would crash down on the planes behind it. At its best, Ace Combat has always rewarded split-second decision-making and smart play, and that's still true based on my time with Wings of Thieves. When I asked Kono about allowing players the freedom to play how they chose while challenging them, he told me he thinks of stirring up a giant fish tank with a stick.
That is amazing.
The only thing you can change is what you attach to that stick. What's going to happen when you stir up the tank? For Kono, the trick is creating an environment that can both accommodate all the different things players can attach to their planes and react in interesting ways. It's a level of thoughtfulness I felt through my time with Ace Combat 8, and when I finally put my controller down, I left satisfied, but knowing I still had so much more to do. I wasn't the pilot the FCU needed me to be, not yet. But I wanted to see the rest of Joker Flight's story, and I wanted to get back to that cockpit and be a better stick. The Wings of Thieves is an idea, but...
Wow, that's a new Tasha screenshot right there, folks, and she looks absolutely... Come on, you know, I'm going to keep simping for this woman all day and all the night, just like Ray Davies and the Kings.
There's very little as powerful as an idea whose time has come, and I wanted to live up to that legend, which speaks to what I saw of Ace Combat 8's story. Wings of Thief understands that motivation, but I think it knows a deeper truth too, that war is barbaric and cruel and monstrous, and that the only real war heroes exist in the stories we tell one another. That sometimes propaganda and truth are, for all intents and purposes, one and the same. Perhaps there's no reconciling those things, but maybe the right plane in the sky can give you hope. And that's not nothing. For more previews of the biggest...
Wow, that's... Actually, no, that was a really, really good video. I really appreciated that. I mean, again, this game from what... I suppose every Ace Combat game is the same, is that it inspires you to be the person that you want to be. To be the pilot, the hero, to save the mission, to save the day. And I'm just trying to find that lovely screenshot of it, Miss Natasha again. But for some reason now it's escaped me. But you know what? Oh, there we go. That will do. That will easily do. That's just a great way to finish off this video today, folks. And I absolutely enjoyed it. Now, if I go back to my starting screen right here, well, there you go. It's the same thing all over again. Because if I do this and if I do that, yeah, she's just got a different expression. But you know what? I don't absolutely mind at all. But on that one, ladies and gentlemen, wait, hang on. Do you know what I didn't do? Let's just go back here because...
A few inches later.
So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at the Steam DB page for Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thief. And this is no mean feat, by the way. You know, I've actually reacted to videos of games coming out in the future or maybe just nigh on release. And it's very interesting by what... and by the way, I got to say, like, a lot of game developers like Ubisoft hate the fact that people like me always refer to the Steam DB chart because apparently it's not a true reflection of sales for their games, which is bullshit. But look at this. So 214 in the top sellers, 45 in the top wish lists, including my obvious wish list on Steam, and 39,222 followers, which I think is absolutely glorious. The release date is October the 1st, 2026. I'm going to be getting it day one. And I'm really, really happy for this, by the way. It's great. I think on its first day of release, or for Steam players, you should probably... I'm going to guesstimate maybe 50 to 60,000 online. There is a lot of anticipation about this game. Trust me, there is. And I'm really glad. As someone who's actually just discovered Ace Combat, even though it's been around in the 90s, you know, I'm really kind of glad that, you know, it's a new thing for me, which is absolutely fantastic. And on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if I were you and if you were me, and Will Berger's narration for Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thief was absolutely diabolically good. What more can I say except thanks for watching this video, and if I were you, and if you were me, and if you were Miss Tasha Seversky, the Yucatonian aerobat herself, I will salute you, saluting me for the return of the next video.
Next time on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
You can be my wingman anytime.
Bullshit. You can be mine.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Dream of me. I'll make your dreams come true. Everything's possible with me.